Yalla. Let's play Golem.
Golem. I caved.
The one that said he wouldn't say.
I know. I caved. I totally caved.
I was so ready to join everyone, and then you said it alone. You tricked us.
I did. Fucking got him.
That's the soundbite from now on.
I love this. Yeah, that we'll just clip Jacob like really resigned, going Golem.
Golem.
I was tricked into this. That's great.
Just Eeyore.
Talk amongst yourself. I gotta set up things here.
Oh my gosh. As you come into this world, no, I'm just kidding.
Wait a second.
Roll a d20.
I will.
Roll initiative.
Don't tell me what to do. I rolled it. It's a 9. What do I get?
You know, I do have something I want to say just for a couple of people that may understand me. Now we're in the VOD. I don't think anybody here will, but yeah, that's okay. Am
I getting there?
You are getting there, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a good guess.
לצערי רב, אני לא יכולה לשחק את המשחק הזה, גם בעברית וגם באנגלית. אבל, אז נמשיך פה עוד מעט באנגלית, אבל לכל דוברי עברית שפה, אני לא יודעת למה, I'm so nervous, I'm like have an accent, which I don't, anyways, okay. שימו לב, תקשיבו טוב, ואולי תמצאו רמזים נוספים לסיפור הגדול שלנו. That's all. For those that
I'm sorry, as long as we're on the topic, יש לי כלב קטן בבית.
יש? Okay, את הבנת?
הנה כלב קטן.
כל הכבוד,
אני אוהבת מהמשפחה שלי. יש לנו תיש. בתיש יש זקן ולא 4 רגליים.
This is Bella showcasing all of her Hebrew, and I really like it.
I heard I have a small dog. That's all I got from that.
Yep.
I thought you'd just say you play Settlers of Catan in your house. That's why.
No,
that's more than what I got.
יש לי כלב קטן is I have a small dog.
My parents, hey, יש לי כלב קטן בבית, in the house.
My bad.
In the house.
Okay, so yes.
I actually do have a question.
What's up?
Because one thing that I think we haven't talked about is chicken nuggies, Sarah.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Y'all, so currently, we're looking to get there with the Moonbeam chat, so bear with us. But right now, Twitch chat has the capability to award hero points in the Pathfinder official terms, which we like to call here Chicky Nuggies or Owlbear Nuggies. You can award them to the players or the GMs. I will say Waffles will use them. I hoard them for the worst possible moments. Just, you know, if you want
There's
to
still
choose sides.
600 from a show a year ago.
I'm cleaning the slate. I'm starting with 0.
Yeah, let's make it fun. Me and you have separate hero points.
Oh. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So if you award to the GMs, you do have to pick whether between syrup or waffles. It's gonna be great. Noted. Perfect. I love chat right now. Okay, so you can do that. You can redeem it through syrup drop points, but there's one other thing that you can do that should be live. Waffles, did you make sure that that's live?
No, I was gonna wait for you to mention it.
It'll be live in just
a
moment.
Yeah.
You will also be able, so you're gonna choose. You can save up your syrup drops on Twitch. You can use them to award us hero points or chicken eggies, or you can contribute to a collective goal amongst all of the viewers, which is a lore drop. So you get to control when all of the players learn about all sorts of things and secrets and all fun things that I have planned in the background by contributing to the lore drop, to the Golem lore drop. So that's now live. It's going to be for 30 days, which means I think that we're going to have 2 or 3 sessions for this particular round. If we don't make it within 30 days, we're going to start a new one next time. But it's your choice when you get us to another lore drop. But we will start today with the lore drop in just a moment, and then it's going to be great.
It is live and it has a donation. So.
Oh, amazing. Awesome. Okay. So think this is... I'm checking between the chats real quick, and I do shout out to everybody who understood the Hebrew as well as the Yeshni Keleb Katan Babayit. Good job. Very important. Okay. I think, is that everything? Is that good? Are we good? So, I think so.
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's do this.
A
Just
blue
crack your
light.
knuckles, guys.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Sorry.
Got
It
him. That's
would
usually
not
my
be
job.
TTRPGs without that, so thank you. That's perfect.
That's usually what I do. So.
That is actually quite true. Okay.
I'm so intimidated by you cracked your knuckles. What do you want me to do?
Take a little sip. Dramatic tension. A blue light blinks over the sliding door as it opens with a whoosh of hydraulic pistons. A male figure comes running in, lines of nanites run over their bald head, eyes flickering with artificial light. An android. They appear breathless as they slide to a halt in the room, lanyards swinging on the front of their lab coat. They grab the lanyard and press it to their chests in an attempt to regain a semblance of composure. They swallow hard as the wave of attention, and as they wave for the attention of an elven woman who has turned from her computer chair towards the commotion. Though her hair is up in a bun, the strands of hair that have left their confines paired with the bags under her eyes show this woman is long overdue for a good night's rest. But her eyes show nothing but desperate anticipation for the next words to emerge from the android. It worked. She stands up, her mouth slack. It did? She asks, glancing over the top of her computer screen to the wide viewing glass that stretches wall to wall in front of her. Below, on the other side of the glass, stretches a large compound. Personnel are bustling from station to station, most wearing lab coats and lanyards, but sprinkled throughout are those dressed in black tactical gear, guns strapped to their holsters or slung on their backs. The elven woman's eyes seem fixed past the stations, past the large vats and pipes of bubbling green liquid to the large sealed vault door on the far, far end of the compound. She seems to tear her eyes away back to the android. She really just showed up? The android nods, the adrenaline fading enough as they swallow, perhaps a tad nervous. Ma'am, this is technically above your clearance level. They trail off. The elven woman narrows her eyes. That didn't seem to bother you when I caught you sneaking a friend in last week, Mordecai. Let's not let that get in the way now. Tell me all of it. She showed up. Then what? Did the containment work? Was she able to get out? Before Mordecai can answer, a beep chimes from the computer, and a red alert pops up on the screen. The elven woman reads the notification before cursing. Shit, unstable energy levels in section B3. That's where they are, right? She whirls to the android, whose panic is beginning to surface. An alarm begins to ring on the compound floor below, as red lights begin to flash. There are some shouts of alarm as people begin to evacuate. Listen to me very closely, Mordecai. I need you to run as fast as you can out of here. She grabs her ID and a data pad and presses it into his hands. Go through the security entrance. Quickly, get the data pad out of here. There's instructions on there. You'll figure it out. She slams the button to reopen the doors and shoves him out into the hallway. Just go, now. The android, in a full panic, hesitates for half a second before turning around in a sprint. Back inside the room, every screen is blaring red. The elven woman curses to herself as she throws herself back in the chair, pulls up the command prompt, and begins typing away furiously. Below her, half the room has already cleared out, a sea of bodies running away from the doors she was previously eyeing. Her head is down, focused as she tries to hack past intensive firewalls. But suddenly, the hair on the back of her arms raises and she pauses. Slowly, her eyes lift to stare as she notices a lone figure walking against the stampede. No black tactical gear, no lab coat, just a man, messy brown hair and simple leathers, walking towards the vault door. He seems to sense her gaze as he pauses and turns, brown eyes staring straight into hers. She gasps and stumbles out of her chair, knocking it backwards. You! She starts to say, but it's cut off by a large explosion that shakes the entire facility. The man turns back around. The vault doors are now blown open. Frowning, he continues forward. A second explosion billows out onto the compound floor. Glass shatters around him. He continues onwards. The elven woman turns to run, but it's too late. The lab has caught on fire, and as the man disappears from view, flame and shrapnel engulf the room. And as the camera fades to black, I welcome you all to truly the first episode of Golem.
Roll credits.
Oh,
We're done.
what an intro.
That's it done.
Do you like it?
I liked it a lot.
I
got chills.
Yeah.
Can't wait to figure that out in
Got
episode
questions.
35.
Yep. But y'all, that's not here. That's not where we are. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. Just put it out of your minds. Because across
I have
this
ADHD.
or hyper focus on it, who am I to judge? Across this expansive, wild, and overgrown continent, there lay different remnants of civilization, as various and diverse as their people. But we don't begin just anywhere. We begin here, in a small, self-sufficient village nestled safely amidst barriers of the natural world. To the northwest, the Spine mountain range. The west, dense and wild forests, and to the south, the cliffs that drop to the ocean waves below. This is where we begin. As built atop the ruins of a civilization long past is Roga. The main village is built upwards against the slopes of a particularly large collection of ruins. Below runs a river of cool and crisp water that runs from the mountains to reconnect with the ocean in a series of large waterfalls. But expanding from the village in a rather idyllic flat expanse lay a collection of farms. For it is this combination of respect for the village leader and cultivation of the land that allows this nestled village to thrive in its self-sufficiency. Along the hillside, we see various homes, more makeshift and wooden the closer to the river, as if it had been added to over the years. But near the top lay the repurposed buildings, those of which could be made safe, of course. Most amalgamations of the material of old, steel, glass, cable, and wires, with the more readily available elements of lumber, cloth, and clay. Rusting solar panels are tethered to what surfaces can hold them, and from this viewpoint, you see large floating wind turbines that grace the surrounding farmlands. Here, at the village center, an extremely large tree holds a place of honor that has been strung with small twinkling lights. A large banner hangs across the plaza that reads, "The Games of Luck, Effort, and Mind." For we don't look into this village on just any day, but rather the long-awaited, if not slightly mysterious, games have finally arrived. I will take this moment to bring us to our second overlay, in which you will see the wonderful, amazing art that we have. Thank you once again to Jenna for this, by the way. Take a look at Roga. Tan-tan. This is where we find ourselves right now, today, on this quite eventful day. So, as we find ourselves here, there's lots of just hubbub and action happening right now. There is families coming together. Like, everyone has taken advantage of this sort of like momentous occasion, right? So there's people out there selling their wares, there's people out there selling their food, there is just so much. In one corner, we see what I can only really describe as like a gaggle of children that seem to be all jumping and like excitedly talking. It's like one of those like penguin murmur, like you know when the penguins all start circling each other for warmth? It's like that, but it's just like a bunch of like little kids, and we can't even really see what's in the center. But as they sort of part the seas of children, and we see this little figure that is standing inside this gaggle of children. Bogie, why don't you describe your character to us?
What you all see before you at a commanding 2.5 feet tall, or around there, you see Pinto Gibbles, a humanoid Ratfolk, or as he prefers to be called, a field mouse folk. Can be mistaken for a bunny just in terms of his sheer cuteness. You are seeing, before anything, these gigantic Disney-esque red eyes, glistening, puffy white cheeks. His giant ears are flopped over his shoulders. And he is wearing this I guess you could say traditional wizard vestment, this bright blue, royal blue robe that's got all this patchwork on it. I'd like to say it's intricate, but it's really more of like a hodgepodge of patches that upon further inspection, anyone would notice was created by children. And also perched on top of his shoulder, you would see a very adorable and very fuzzy purple spider.
One of the kids is just kind of like going up to you and be like, Mr. Jibbles, are you really going to enter the games? Are you doing it?
Oh, of course, Sherwin. Yeah, absolutely. What did I tell you? You gotta put yourself out there, and you gotta figure out your why, right?
Immediately turns to the kid next to him. Is like, when I'm older, I'm gonna enter the games too. And they just start showing like, well, I'm gonna be strong. And they start just kind of breaking off into like showing off how like their muscles, and just like a group of them are just now really excited. You see one kid which you recognize, kind of just like pull on your ropes a little bit, and it'll kind of ask you for your attention.
Oh, hey, Dilly, what's up? Hey, it's okay, Dilly. You just take a deep breath, take your time. You know, when we practice, belly breathe, and when you're ready, I'm right here.
I made this for you for good luck. And he hands you a new little patch for your robes, and it just says, it's like a golden star that says like winner on it for you.
You see his eyes widen up and mist with whatever the noun form of verklempt is. He holds it to his heart. Dilly, when did you make this? You've been so busy on your volcano project and your holder project. I can't believe it. Oh, this is amazing.
Mom helped me make it. And she made sure I spelled it right.
Oh, it's perfect. Ah, Dilly, this is great. This is going to get me through the games. Just you wait. Guys, I am so grateful. I'm so thankful for all of you for showing up. Now listen, you have to promise me not to give Miss Luzia a hard time while I'm gone, okay? You just keep doing what we've been doing every day. And remember, as we all say in unison, there is no such thing as a stupid question.
There is no such thing as a stupid question. I like it when I can say stupid. And then they walk off. Amazing. As we pan away from this gaggle of children, we see a figure that's very recognizable in silhouette by her shock of curls, as we see a young woman standing in front of two ladies. Bella, if you don't mind describing what we see.
Yeah, so with Lenora, when you are far enough away from her, you see her and you say, I'm trying to find the words to describe this girl without being disrespectful. And then when you get close to her, you are okay with being disrespectful because she is actually scary. She's got the big curls. What you might miss in the curls, if you're not looking closely enough, is the horns. And she's a tall lady. She's close to 6 feet tall. She's a tall lady. She's got the, it's a little bit of what I liked to describe her as was a not deer. If you're into cryptids, from far away, okay, like pretty lady. And the closer you get, something's a little bit off. So we've got the pointy ears, we've got a little bit of claws, we've got a tail, and we've got yellow eyes, mostly unblinking. It's very intense, and she wears her leathers because they're protective and they're comfortable. And boy, has she got some daggers, because they're light, they're easy breezy, and
kind of completes the image,
completes the image, and she is not the most, I wouldn't say admired, but she's not necessarily the most popular in the village. And when you're strapped to the gills with daggers, people do a better job of leaving you alone.
Yeah. Perfect. So in front of you, your mom just kind of smiles warmly down at you, and she's just like, well, I'm excited for you. This is going to be good.
It's going to be however it's going to be.
Your Amy goes, that's the right attitude. Like, just cheers on, like unfazed by the straight face. All right, I'm sure it'll be. Do you want us to kind of like cheer you on, or do you want us to pretend not to know you? Like, whatever you want, dear. I will just.
Can you not make me think about more emotions that I need to be thinking about right now?
Yeah, yes, of course, dear. If you focus head in the game, you got this. She kind of like squeezes your shoulder, turns you around to face like where the game seems to be like setting up all these little stations. Go, Lenora.
Okay. Thank you.
They smile both warmly.
I love you. I love you guys.
Love you too, they both say. And sort of just take that step back and let you kind of start wandering the grounds a little. The camera continues to see what looks to be like a family unit. Though one is very clearly of a different ancestry than the rest. We will call them rather a host family, if you will, as huddled around kind of with the kid very excitedly like looking through all of your trinkets and just sort of just like really excited that you're there, that you're going to partake in this. Jacob, would you like to tell us what your character looks like?
Sure. So initially, you see his mahogany catfolk fur. There are these dark stripes, like waves of shadow that sort of pull across his face and towards his back. You see his eyes sort of catch the light in a strange way. This soft teal, like the water deep enough to almost drown in. There's a calmness to them, but a distance too. We see his cloak kind of shifting behind him, his wrapped forearms catching the light. And there's a rapier that rests at his hip. It looks elegant, unadorned, and at his belt he has a kind of hanging a curved, balanced blade, unlike anything most probably I've ever seen. What's odd is he walks barefoot across this packed earth. There's a silence to them, but certainty. So no clang of boots, no stomp of ego to them, just soft rhythm of a wanderer. Looks like he's speaking right away. He's sort of studying with his calm eyes and just taking it all in.
You see, like, you feel someone rustling in like your little pouch next to them, and they pull out this odd looking sort of like leather figurine thing as the kid in this what did I say? What was the term I used? Your host family. That's
host,
what I used.
Yeah.
The kid, the son of this host family, kind of pulls it out and is just like, "Is this like a good luck charm?"
In a manner of speaking.
It's creepy. Puts it back.
Do you have good luck charms?
No. No, I don't.
No?
Not really.
Hmm.
Should I have one?
Interesting.
Is it bad luck to not have one?
I don't know. I only actually got it about a month ago. So I haven't really had the time to test it out yet.
Well, if you win the games, then that's like proof, right? You probably
think
don't
so.
need it though. Like you're like super talented. You could do like backflip, right?
Of course.
I don't think anyone else here could do a backflip. I think you're gonna win. They're like earnest and like they're just confident.
You know, there's some sort of prize attached to this thing. But certainly I hope to win and I plan to. But it's something deeper about it, I think. After all, I wasn't planning on staying here for this long. I was only supposed to be here for 2 days. But I've never stayed anywhere like this long before. So,
As you
kind of like, yeah.
As you say that, you do catch the eyes of the grandfather figure. And I apologize, I should have everybody's names up here, but I don't. So if you have them in front of you, please feel free to supply their names for me. Bad prep on mine.
It's all good. The grandfather is named Vandrick.
Vandrick catches your eye as he says this, as you say this, and he's very stoic individual. But he sort of looks at you with a kind, barely hint of a smile and enough of a recognition and a nod that he understands and is grateful that you have stayed. And you know that though such a stoic individual, he owes you for saving his son's life, or his grandson's life. And he just gives you that respectful nod. He waves his grandson over to not distract you too much, and he just nods to you and says, "May your skills serve you well."
I think they will. I just want, for the next time, if there is a time that I leave, for it to mean something this time. And Neri, as he looks towards the kid,
Yeah.
and it's Neri, for your
Neri.
perspective. Next time, make sure that you ask. For me, it's fine. I don't really care all that much. But some people might.
Oh, for touch. I'm sorry. He puts both his hands like in his pockets.
Okay. I can sort of appreciate that. Perhaps there is still lessons for you to learn. And he kind of looks at Vandrick. I'm still learning too.
Vandrick looks down to Neri and just like, "Oh, there's plenty of lessons to learn." He kind of taps him with his little cane, like not badly, but just sort of like taps his butt. So, and then the kid like stands up a little bit stronger and like spreads his legs into like his usual like fighting stance, which you recognize. Yeah, if I get to be cool like you, like I'll learn everything.
Well, if you keep exploring like you used to, a little bit of help this time, you're on your way.
The camera moves from this moment to one figure that doesn't seem to be surrounded by anyone. This large looming figure that stands there in solitude. Mac, would you like to describe your character to us?
Standing at a towering 6'7", sitting at about just shy of 300 pounds, Fitzroy took under is dressed in a firm leather apron with a big wooden spoon, a small metal spoon, and a little utility stick resting in his front lapel pocket. Fitz is even for his height, you can tell he kind of like sits with his chest caved in. He doesn't feel like he fits the frame he exists in. If you look a little closer at him, you'll notice he has this really pale purplish blue skin that doesn't look necessarily healthy. His hair is a combination of ghastly white, lavender, and black pulled back into a pretty neat bun. He has these piercing gray-blue eyes that have a small red-like fire ring around them that dances in an almost yellow and orange hue. And when he turns his shoulder, you realize that half of his body is made out of metal. Fitz has servos running from half of his face through his neck down to his arm and his left leg in this sort of steampunk
SolarPunk,
metal
if we will,
cinch.
for
He
this.
calls it his gear. SolarPunk. Thank you. And he'll just be standing there with a little brown sack lunch and his rucksack and his big-ass sword.
Yeah,
Taking everything in and just kind of wistfully looking at everyone else interacting with everyone who's there to wish them well on their way.
Your parents had to work today, unfortunately. So they are not here, which you expected. That's okay. So it is just you, unfortunately. But as you kind of look around, you see a lot of action, honestly. Like, again, like everything we've seen. You do catch the eye of a few of the food vendors that are there. Your stand, however, you chose to participate today, so you know that that's not going to be running today. So that's kind of like shut down, and in the back it's still there, but you see a couple of other vendors that are close to it, and you catch the eye of some that you recognize. The one closest to your stand that you usually have any exchanges with notices you. Gives you kind of a
Hello, Liesel. How are you doing today?
good. You not running the stall today?
Oh no, I thought I would maybe try my hand at the competition. You know, it seems like it could be cool.
Oh. Impressive, yeah.
Do you have any advice? I haven't gotten to see a lot in the years.
No, I have been just prepping extra for the rush today, hopefully anyways. So you're gonna be okay. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, if it's not too much of an inconvenience, if you could just keep an eye on my stall for the time being. Oh, sorry, there's an angry dog outside.
One of the dogs from the village just starts barking. No, yeah, of course. Just it's standing, it's doing good.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much foot traffic over there to begin with, so I'm not really worried. It's more of a courtesy.
Yeah, and you see at this point, like, perhaps you're starting to notice, like, he waved to you out of sort of, like, manners, because you're hard to miss. But as this conversation sort of continues, he kind of shifts on his feet a little uncomfortably. He isn't the most comfortable with you, unfortunately. He's always been polite,
then.
But yeah, he's just sort of...
Okay, well, you know, when I come back victorious, you will save me a kebab, thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
And he'll saunter away.
Good luck. Good luck.
In the middle of talking, he'll just kind
man.
of Charlie Brown shuffle away.
Yeah, and like to himself, he just stands there and whispers like, "Strange man," and goes back to and gets some more orders and then bustles off to his food stall. Okay, with each of you now here at the games, you all wait. There's a lot of anticipation for this moment. When you see a figure coming down the winding wooden steps of what is basically the town hall. And everyone starts to like whisper to each other and nudge and point, and as they see who's coming down to start the games, to introduce the games, you all wait quite a while as the stairs kind of enter inside the building, and they go through the building and finally come out the bottom, and they step up on a makeshift stage that has been made in front of this whole stuff that's going on today. Standing here is an individual that you all have seen before. It is the village leader, Mel. Mel, for our audience and anyone who has not laid eyes on her before, Mel is hunched gently, old in age, but strong. There is strength in her body. As you see, as always, she wears simple robes that sort of just pull around her. She is barefoot like she always is. But instead of skin, what we see is wood. We see almost carved and intricate bark is feet, arms, hands, all made out of wood. Her face, the age lines of her face, each wrinkle carved and etched into the wooden expressions of her face, which do move as she smiles gently at individuals. She has around her a mantle of moss that she likes to wear, a designation of her position here. Her hair, vines twisting in and out of her own head, but not just vines. As hidden, peeking through, you see little lights that sort of roll like through these vines, these moments, cables almost partially, and then her eyes, gentle, kind, firm, understanding, stare out at everybody with the third dot, not an eye necessarily, but almost like a bead glowing with the same light that occasionally shoots through her tangle of vines for her head. A glowing light. Her voice echoes throughout this space, magically amplified, as she says, "Welcome. Welcome to the games of luck, effort, and mind. It is with great honor and excitement that I welcome," and she kind of waves in front, and like separating from the crowds are all of the contenders that step forward, all of you included. Our contenders for round 1. Well, I won't be the one to get in the way of this. Let the games begin! And that loud voice echoes and then falls quiet as she turns to one of the other individuals next to her, and starts just discussing certain things. But with that, the games begin. There is a first round of games. We here are going to hand wave them generally. There are simple games of... Oh, she would have explained, my bad, that you accrue points in this round, in this first round. And those with the most points, past a certain threshold, will qualify for round 2. So round 1, there are simple games of mind, like memorization and finding the ball in 3 cups and all sorts of things. And as you win each of these games, you can get tickets that sort of add up to your successive wins. There's simple games of strength, who could do the most push-ups, arm wrestling, just all sort of almost carnival-like games, but all tailored to these different sort of categories. And simple games of luck and skill, like roulette and cards and all sorts of things. Easy enough to say that each of you successfully make it to round 2. Alongside 2 other individuals. One of which, Lenora, you recognize, is Baron. And the other, I don't know if any of you would have known who this person is, but a little gnome, so Baron, I should say, kind of a large male figure, human, let's be real, doesn't, like, if he stands next to, he purposefully tries to, like, not stand next to Fitzroy to make sure that he could, like, still look strong and muscular. And then a small gnome female, Alulu Vola is her name. She's kind of dressed in, like, a tomboy look and just has, like, a baseball cap backwards on her head. And all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. I can do math.
You can count.
I can
Is
count.
that math?
Yes. Well, it's addition.
You went from
Addition.
1 to 6.
It's addition.
1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1.
So at this point, right? The games, you've done a bunch of little games. Oh my god, Pinto, your kids were cheering you on for all of those little games. Like, it was just wild. Fitz, you just kind of steadily did them. Everybody was doing really good. It wasn't particularly hard necessarily to get as many as these were, but each of you have a dedication and a focus that aren't just taking this as like, oh, this was fun. Like, because of the simplicity of the games, you can see that a lot of the other contenders and like all of the other just townsfolk that were just interested in participating treated it like a carnival. Didn't treat it like a competition. The 4 of you treated it like a competition and made sure to collect enough points to qualify. So, at this point, Mel comes back up on the stage. So it looks like we have our 6 contenders for round 2. Round 2 is going to be significantly more challenging than round 1. She takes a moment to look each of you in the eyes. As she makes eye contact with each of you, there is a presence to Mel that does not question why she is the village leader here. Despite her old age, she is not frail. And she exudes a presence and almost a magical aura that you feel the strength behind. Round 2 will be closed off from the main events here. If you would all follow me, everyone will be waiting here for your return. And she brings you to, again, in this space. Let's see, I will bring us back here now. Brings you all to one of the buildings in the back. One of the ones that you, for those of you that have lived here, know that have not been utilized for village needs. I don't know how to put it. It's a lot of these buildings, because we are on ruins of the civilization that was before, are run down and dangerous and therefore not actually used. Only a portion of this space is usable. And it looks like this is one that was recently cleared out specifically for these purposes. When you go through the doors, each checkpoint has an attendant there to answer any questions and ensure the proceedings are fair. Any questions before we begin?
Oh, do I ever? Well, I lets out this big breath. Well, I mean, where do you even begin? I mean, what are we doing this for? What's the purpose? I mean, why now of all times? I mean, are the next rounds, are they going to be more of a collaborative? Are they going to be more combative? I mean, where do I even begin?
She smiles warmly at you. Those are all excellent questions. As for, well, I'll be honest, I didn't catch all of them, but perhaps this will be of help for you. You begin.
You're not the first one.
By going through those doors. The rest will become apparent to you, and when you are done, should you win, we will discuss more as to the why and the prize and much more, because I'm sure you have many more questions as well. Very well. then begin. And there is just the
Garen,
door to this like building waiting for you.
Garen just nods at them. What are the pronouns again? Is it
Mel?
just
She, her.
Yeah, she. Yeah, she, just nods and says, "See you on the other side," and walks through.
Lenora
Baron.
says absolutely nothing, and keeps her face completely straight.
Fitz will hold the door for Pinto and say, "After you, buddy."
You got it, dude. And I reach up really high up to give him a low 5, which I gotta do a little hop to get to it.
So cute.
Just remember what I said, all right? We got each other's backs, okay? No big deal.
You know, some people think it's about the journey, not so much the destination.
Right.
Baron shoulder checked one or two of them and just tried to be through the door first, as Alulu was probably bringing up the complete rear.
Lenora almost imperceptibly lets out a small huff and rolls her eyes.
Perfect.
Do you shoulder check me, Waffles?
Does Baron shoulder check Garen?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I think you were one of the first
I
two. So.
think so too. Yeah. Was that your passive-aggressive way of trying to create some sort of rivalry with me?
Kind of turns back to you. No. You couldn't even compete with me.
That's really
As
interesting.
you walk through these doors and kind of gather, the light is dim. The only light is through whatever holes kind of sunlight that are filtered through rusted windows, or like dirty windows, and anything that kind of comes into this lobby like area. I mentioned that they cleaned up this building for you all for these challenges, but as you walk in here, it doesn't look cleaned up at all. Like near the very front end of the door is a large collapsed like couple of beams from the ceiling that have kind of like block most of the room off. There is overgrown ivy that sort of climbs up all on one of these walls. There was a staircase that led up to the second floor that looks collapsed and only sort of like partially starts off at like near the top, but then like there's no stairs by the end of it, and then you see like a couple at the bottom there. This place is a mess, but first roll of tonight, everybody make me a perception check.
Hashtag where is perception?
Where the fuck's perception?
Where the fuck's
First
perception?
dice roll, guys.
First dice rolls.
Oh,
You want
terrible.
my NPCs to roll?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's going to be a 16.
16.
I believe I have a +3 in perception. Is that right? If I'm looking at this correctly?
I couldn't tell you.
Can somebody tell me? No.
No clue. I mean, no clue. But if you have a +1 to wisdom, that makes sense.
No.
I got
have
a
a
10.
I have a +0 to wisdom. I'm just looking at my character sheet, and perception, it has a 3.
We'll go with it. It's all
Yeah,
good.
go with it.
No, but tell me if that's right or not. That's
I will
right.
later. I don't have it up in front of me right now.
Okay, so a D20 +3.
Yes.
That is I don't know how to read or where it came up. Shit. What is it?
We're doing great. We're doing awesome.
Where the fuck is the roll?
Told you.
First roll. I mean, where the fuck is perception?
It's on the roll
It's a nat.
20. It's a nat 20 is what it is, Bella.
What the shit?
Did I?
Really?
Wait,
You
you did
nailed
this
that.
on Roll20?
Me?
Yeah.
I sure did.
Amazing.
It is in fact a nat 20.
Where do I? Okay, the thing about me is I'm actually it's within my right as a woman to be a little bit stupid. Where do I see the fucking result?
So in
In
the,
the chat.
In the chat.
Roll20, you're gonna switch between like the tabs at the top right, and you're gonna go all the way to the left to the chat.
Well, would you look at that? That's a 23.
Okay. So we have a nat 20 for a total of 23. Real quick, can everybody remind me their rolls?
Yeah. Garen rolled an 8.
8. Pinto.
10.
10. Fitz.
16.
16. Okay. Lenora, you... Oh, Waffles.
Baron rolled a 13, and Alulu rolled a 9.
Okay. Lenora. You walk in here, you take all this in. You look straight up to the second floor. One thing you immediately notice is a lot of this rubble and kind of leftover building. Yeah, all that was originally here, but that door on the second floor, that's new. That's a brand new wooden door. And with that, you think that's where you have to go.
I have a look at the door, and I don't... Remind me, we're not trying to get through this together, or are we?
You do not know right now. The one thing that I'll just kind of clarify, right? Y'all are on the first floor. This is up on the second floor. There's no easy way to get there.
Mm-hmm. No easy way to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Hold, please. Let me open up my little bag of tricks.
And then Waffles, can you
I've got my... Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take this perception as like the loosest initiative just for like turn order purposes. Can you just keep track of that for me?
Sure. I'm going in the order you're going, I assume.
Yeah, so nat 20 first, and then...
Yeah.
Cool.
Now...
Yes.
Here's a... What objects do I see around me that I could potentially...
Maneuver yourself upwards?
Move, yeah, manipulate.
So, there are some beams in front of you, broken down. There is the broken stairwell, and then, or staircase, and then there are some vines, kind of hanging down from that second floor kind of platform. And as y'all are looking around here as well, this looks to have been at some kind of like office building. There seems to be like a, in this intro, like a, where you've just walked in, there is behind the beams, hard to access, is like also like a kind of broken down secretary like desk, like a welcome desk. That's really all you see around you.
And the doors on the second floor, there's no way up to the second floor. Additional question, mildly related. Are we allowed to commit acts of violence to the other people in the room with us?
TPK, let's go!
You don't believe so. You think the rules of Roga still apply here. Like the law still applies.
Sure, yeah. I was just trying to... Lenora wanted to eliminate one very specific member of the competition.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's... She's a sorcerer.
Right
yes.
Now you have like basically tell me what creatively, like even if it's not in your character sheet, because this is also us getting adjusted to our character sheets and all that jazz. We have, by the way, as always, we love new Pathfinder2e players. We are currently in Pathfinder2e. This will be both Pathfinder and Starfinder2e. So because of new players, as well as all y'all back home, we love to, if you have questions about rules, we'll talk about them, all that good stuff. So in this case, give me a gist of what you want to do. It does look like you're probably going to need some like acrobatics or athletics or something like that to try to get up there. You can climb up on stuff, you could build stuff, you could do all sorts of creative things. You tell me.
That's what there's two things I'm thinking of. The first one is to use just a smooch of prestidigitation to create a something that I could climb up. I do have a little bit of a dex proficiency and strength. The other one would be if I have my daggers, I'm gonna Violet Soaring Gale my way the fuck up there.
Sure.
If that
okay.
means anything
wanna
to anybody.
Take one of the walls and just try to use your daggers as like pythons to climb up that wall. You're just gonna start climbing up the wall, like closest to the balcony, so you can feel like if I climb up here I can grab on and get up to the second floor.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
What am I? I'm rolling for this.
Yeah, you would roll I would say an athletics check, but you'd probably roll it at a +2 on top of all your other pluses because you're using your dagger to climb into the wall.
I am using my dagger. Athletics. I have a +2 in athletics too, so is that a +4?
Yes, it will be a +4.
Sick. And am I rolling a d20?
Yep.
Well, that's an 11, which is not great.
As far as
It's
I am
13.
No, it's just Lenora right now.
Oh,
as far as I am aware, for
Shit,
you,
sorry.
sir, it is...
I'm so sorry. I did it a +2 instead of a +4. Can I roll again?
Oh, that's fine. It's just a 13 straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the DC should be 10 because it's a dagger and a wall and like vines,
Sick.
which basically act as a ladder. So.
All right, so I'm getting somewhere. Hey.
Yep, you start climbing. Who's next? My love.
Fitz will look over at Pinto and be like, should we try a little oopsie daisy?
Oh, if you're up for it, Fitzy, absolutely. Let's do it.
Fitz will pick Pinto up and cradle him in his metal arm and say, you just let me know when you are ready, with the intention to throw him as far up as he can.
Amazing.
The quickest fastball special in TTRPG history.
Fastball special episode 1. They were built for it, to be fair.
I mean, seriously.
Massive man. Tiny little mouse.
Grappling hook in hand, he says, Fitz, I was born ready, bud. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's
so
do
you're
it.
with a grappling hook in your hand. Got it. Okay. Amazing. Waffles.
Yeah. I am going to need this is going to be an athletics check from Fitzroy. I want to see that because it's how far he throws you. And then
Great.
I'll tell
It's
you
gonna
what
be
your
a
check is
plus
going to be.
6, yeah. Ooh, okay, that's gonna be a 23.
23. Okay. And how high are they trying to get again? So
Like first floor, second floor. So, what's the?
I mean, technically 10 feet, right?
Like
it's
15
10
This,
feet.
this is like a big open lobby, so it'll be a little bit higher. So let's
Okay,
make it like.
we'll say 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. 23 though, like throwing this little rat, teetering on a critical success. I'm gonna say it's still a normal success. But you do chunk Pinto up. Pinto, I'm gonna need a reflex saving throw, with a +2, because of the grappling hook.
I'm sorry, which save is that?
Reflex saving throw.
That's a 24. Waffles, a 24.
Okay.
My man.
Easy enough, yeah. Like grabbing some of the vines in one hand, using your grappling hook to grab onto what is basically a solid stone edge. You like kind of hook into it just enough, and I mean you're at the top of the ledge, pulling yourself up, basically.
Awesome. I drop the rope down, and I say, "All right, Fitzy, we're good to go, man."
Am I cool to climb up?
So, because we're doing very loosey-goosey, like, initiative here, you use an action to throw Fitz up there. Or, you threw yourself up there. You threw Pinto up
I
there.
hugged myself.
Don't ask how it works. You kind of glitched it, you know? And I will say at that moment, the rope is let down, and you go to grab it, and you get shoulder checked out of the way by Baron, who immediately grabs that rope and starts climbing.
Can I, as a reaction, pull his leg down?
Waffles, you make that call, because we don't
I also would
sa-
like to do something if I am allowed to do something.
Not quite, but Waffles.
Yeah, it's like all in the same 6 seconds. We're in faux combat right now. Yeah, I'll say like, I mean, he shoulder checked you, so easy enough. You can try to pull his leg down. Give me an athletics check.
It's gonna be 11.
Okay, he rolled a 17, so I'm gonna say you get a hand on his leg, but he just kind of like he was already going up and just slips out just enough, and you know you can't hurt him, so you're not gonna like break his foot or anything.
I'll just whimper under my breath. Hey, you broke my nail.
So you are not quite next to them, Lenora, just as a heads up, because they're over on one side with the grappling hook. You're up against the wall, halfway up a wall. So I'll say, in this moment, no, but you might have a chance at the top of your turn. So that's Baron's turn. He's starting to climb. And he kind of like, as he's climbing, he looks up at you and he's like, thanks, Pipsqueak. Climbing up to you, Pinto. Garen, it is your turn.
Wow, an NPC I already hate. It starts early, always.
Episode one.
Anyway, episode 1, which is creating and breaking relationships. So the reason why my boy rolled an 8 is he was looking at the desk and trying to figure out if there's something about the desk that they're trying to figure out, and then suddenly, it's like behind him. It looks behind him and seeing folks scaling up, and a small mouse going flying with a grappling hook. Oh. is what he says, and he spins around and goes to his belt and finds a similar device, a grappling hook of his own, and goes to kind of look and see if there's anything up there to grab a hold of, and then sees that there's one already up there, and he's going to but he's actually going to run with it and try to just get some extra oomph behind it. He's going to sort of almost halfway, try to wall walk and sort of get some extra oomph behind it.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Give me an acrobatics check. We'll do plus. I'm gonna say +3.
All right.
With the kind of the vines and the rope acting together.
I am 100% going to hero point that natural 2. I will not allow my son on his first acrobatics check.
Should mention, y'all, just to make sure everybody is aware, you all start with 1 hero point per session.
And it's gone.
Basically. So y'all have a hero point. If you still hold that hero point for the next session, you don't get another one. And then if we're in the middle of combat and from one session to the next, we're not going to refresh them either. Those are kind of our hope rules.
So that is much better. 18 plus 7 plus 3, 28 acrobatics.
I mean, yeah, easy. I think easy enough. You basically able to. I'm gonna say you're able to get all the way up. It's a critical success. So yeah, you kind of run up the wall sideways right at the end, grabbing like a extra little vine or two. Pull yourself up on your feet. Doesn't look bad or anything.
And he kind of just lands on the. I'm assuming right in front of the door. There's just a small sort of not platform. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Balcony-ish.
Balcony-ish.
Yeah, the second floor. It's like. Have you ever seen those office buildings that have it's in the middle? It's all the way up, but then there's these sort of half hallways that can look down over the main lobby. It's like that.
Gotcha. Cool. And he'll go to unhook his hook and look up at the other one, and if he'll allow me, he'll unhook it for whoever is around, if Pinto's still around. Here you are, and he'll go and walk through the door.
What a great shot! That was great.
And Pinto, do you let Garen unhook your grappling hook while Baron is on it?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Because he was. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was kind of meaning to just let my friend use it. If you think you just hold on 1 second, I'm gonna take care of the guy who's climbing right now.
Oh, I see. So do you want me to just let go or put it back?
And Pinto, you can see Fitz can use Garen's hook if he leaves it.
Lenora chimes in. Are you trying to destroy the man who is climbing now?
No, I didn't realize that someone was climbing until this one said something.
If you did want to destroy him, I would be amenable to helping.
Why?
Reasons of my own. Why do you want to destroy him or not?
I will say,
not particularly.
In this moment, what's Alulu doing, Waffles?
Alulu is like scrambling over to the left, like as far left as she can, and is trying to find, like, she knows she can climb this thing, but she doesn't want to be near anyone else, so she's trying to find like the most secluded place to just grab some vines and start climbing slowly.
Okay, it's probably equidistant between where Garen and Pinto and Fitz have their grappling hooks, and then like Lenora on the wall, kind of between everybody, but she finds some vines and starts climbing up. Cool.
Yeah, and at athletics check, like 11, she's going slow, but I mean, she's passing.
Okay, so she's about climbed up. She's in line with you, Lenora, but she's not minding you at all. She's just around the same pace. Though you started first, to be fair, with your natural 20. So now it's back to you, Lenora. So you are halfway up. Are you trying to finish climbing? Oh, wait. So at the end, we did not drop Baron yet.
Have I had a turn?
You have when you got thrown up and then did the grappling hook, was what I did it. I should have given you a little bit more apology.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's all good. No worries.
And really fast, because I know we're kind of playing loosey-goosey here. I think like the order of operations here is important, because like I would have essentially just unhooked, handed you the thing, and then unhooked mine and handed me the thing and then gone. But if you, But if you stopped him, then I think I would have just grabbed mine and left. So
yeah.
You know,
it's all kind of happening at the same time.
Yeah, so I'm cool with whatever, but just
so remind me where everybody stands physically at this time.
So right now, as you're halfway up the wall with your daggers and vines, is Pinto up on the second floor, holding on to a grappling hook, like resecuring it quickly. Garen has wrapped up his grappling hook and has started to walk towards the door. We'll say you're like he's basically up at the door. Baron is halfway up the grappling hook that Pinto is in front of, Fitzroy below, and you're halfway, and then Alulu is on the wall.
Shit, so Fitzroy is below Baron on the same grappling hook? They're holding onto the same rope?
I'm not even on the hook yet.
They're not on the hook, yep.
So if I were to try and throw a dagger to cut the rope that Baron is holding onto, it would not affect Fitzroy?
Correct.
I throw a dagger to cut the rope so that Baron can't make it up.
The deadpan is beautiful.
I'll say with it being a rope moving because someone's climbing it, you're gonna have to hit it like a AC 12 probably. So just roll your attack AC 12.
Attack hold on, let me look
your
at my
dagger,
dagger
basically.
sheet. My dagger, so it's like a +5.
Yeah.
Great. D20 plus 5. 2, 4, 5. It's a fucking 8. I hate myself.
Oh no.
Okay.
It goes whoosh, like it passes the rope. It gets unnervingly close to Baron. Like it doesn't hit Baron, but it's like not what you're aiming for, but it does. He's like, oh, it swings a little bit.
At least it makes him and then I turn to him and I say, next time. I say to him, that's exactly what I meant to do. Be afraid of me.
And distantly from below, we're gonna do this dance, eh? We're gonna you'll hear Fitz say, "It's okay. I will hang on to this knife for you until I see you up there."
That is very kind of you, large, strange man.
Yes, it is.
And you do hear Baron kind of give this like really sarcastic, like, "Mel, she's trying to kill me. Disqualify her."
Lenora, do you continue climbing as well?
Yes,
Okay.
I continue climbing to get to the I'm at this point she knows that she can make. I guess she knows she can make it to the door, and she doesn't really care if the others make it in there before her because it doesn't seem to be a race,
Right.
of any kind.
So
Yeah, her biggest
maybe-
concern, her biggest concern is getting there. Her second biggest concern is making sure Baron doesn't.
You make me just another athletics check to see how fast you're finishing that climb.
Great. So my athletics, sorry, no, I'm a +2 in athletics. And that was a 6. What the fuck is happening?
Nice.
It's the
We
curse
love
you
roll
started
20.
with a 20.
Really?
You gotta average out.
Yeah, you
Darn
crit.
it,
Roll 20 is like, nah,
so
sucker.
hard.
All right, I just
I
have
would
to
use
pop in
real
here.
dice, but I literally there's no room on my desk.
What a first world problem. Holy shit.
Waffles.
I have to pop in here for this just super quick.
Yeah.
We have a Fitzroy is a Hannibal Lecter voice, but cheery. And it made me chuckle, so I really liked
It's
it.
kind of like a Werner Herzog without the outright depression.
Yeah.
Wow. Perfect. Also, thank you, Anthony, for the tipped moonstones. Appreciate that very, very much. Okay, so so you're making your way slowly, basically, Lenora. You which makes sense. It tracks with the fact that you took a second to throw that dagger and now you're finishing that climb. That's fine. So at the end of this, you do kind of like grab onto that second floor when like one of the areas that has like a broken railing, and you are basically pulling yourself up to the second floor right now. Fitz.
So there's no rope. I got nothing.
No, Baron's on the rope. She didn't successfully cut
okay.
it. So he's like
Um,
halfway up the rope. You can start climbing
Great.
after him.
I'm
Go.
gonna very firmly grab the rope, and on like my first pull up, give it like a little heave to try to knock him. Because regardless if I'm doing it deliberately or not, pulling 300 pounds
Right.
up 15 feet, it's gonna take a little muscle.
Yeah. Perfect.
Lenora watches and secretly hopes that him being that heavy brings Baron down from the rope.
Would this be
yeah.
an athletics check again?
Yeah, give me an athletics or a strength check. The strength check DC will be lower, but they're basically it's all gonna come out in the wash for what you're trying to do.
Athletics is a 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
You whip the rope, kind of putting all your weight into it. It does make him let go, just because of the full force. He, however, almost immediately is able to grab the vines beside him and like dig his heels in, and he stays on the wall with the rope kind of. Now it's like in his face, stomach area, and he's climbing around it basically.
Great. I'll start my ascent.
All right. You want to take that? You want another roll, Waffles, or are we just gonna?
We'll just take that athletics, and we'll say like by the end of this round, you'll be at the top.
Perfect. All right. So Pinto.
So Baron is no longer on the same rope.
Did he make it up, Waffles?
No, he's
Baron hasn't gone yet. He had to let go of the rope due to reaction stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
So he fell down basically.
He's on the vines.
He didn't fall down. He's on the vines. He was able to. He grabbed a ledge onto the vines.
Okay, got it. Sorry, I was doing other things.
No, you're
Yeah,
fine. He's like
so
3/4 up the wall.
He's
If
not on the
he
rope.
was, do I know that this is a race? Because again,
No.
Pinto's priority would be helping Fitz over harming Baron.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, you
if they
don't-
were both on the same rope,
There is no
I don't know.
inclination at this point that it is or isn't a race, like, to be fair. Now, Baron clearly is rather dickish and is trying to get there first and was like, did all of that, but there wasn't like ready, set, go kind of a thing necessarily. So you can, whatever your character thinks is what you can think. Now, at this point, you're up on the second floor, relatively secure. Fitz is climbing up, and then Lenora off a little bit, like on that same balcony as you, is like trying to go off the wall and onto the that same landing as you.
Okay, miss, I promise I will help you in just a second, but I've got to help my buddy out. Are there just any rocks like on the ground?
There is plenty
like
of rubble.
loose objects?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take
A little bit of
like
plaster.
a small collection of rocks, no more than one bulk. And I look down at Baron, and I say to Fitz, I got you too, bud. I'll be right there. I cast telekinetic projectile.
Okay.
And hurl those rocks towards Baron.
A WMS classic right here. Different reasons.
Are you looking to hit him with damage?
I am looking to hit Baron and at the very least knock him off the ledge, because Pinto's logic is it could be a race.
Okay.
And I would be more effective at making Baron lose than what am I going to do? Tug on this rope? That's the difference of Fitz getting up there. It's little old Pinto pulling up.
Okay, I like it. So make a is it spell attack roll?
Yep.
Perfect.
It's a 16.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the 16, is definitely gonna hit him. It's like perfectly on par with him. And then, having been told to like y'all can use y'all's magic and weapons, like you're not supposed to hurt each other or anything. But having been told like, don't bring any super magical items or anything to this, you find it weird that a magical shield comes up and blocks all these rocks that you pelted at Baron. And you see him make eye contact with you.
Mel, he starts getting louder.
Mel, they're trying to kill me.
All right, is that your go?
Deter, I promise. It's just deter, not kill, okay? And I just lean back away from the...
Perfect. Awesome. All right. So you good with that? Is there anything else you wanted to do? That's good. It's a very good turn.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can do at this point.
And you are waiting though for Fitz is the key point. You're not going through that door. Okay. Awesome. Baron, I think we'll just continue climbing up and grab onto the edge and hoist themselves up. And they start making it straight to the door. Like they just beeline it. They glare at you, daggers, Pinto. And like right when they walk past you, they like do that fake like, huh, and then just keep walking.
Same with the Lulu, I assume.
Well, yeah, Garen, and then Lulu will make their way up as well. Garen.
It's
No one cares about Garen.
I agree. No, I don't agree. I disagree. I'm going through the fucking door.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
So Garen goes through first, then Baron following, basically just from where you were. That's perfect. Okay, and at that point, we'll say...
I'll say, don't worry, I won't shoulder check you. I really don't give a shit about you. And keep going.
Yes, you open the door at the line and just like walk through. Chef's kiss. And at that point, the rest of you, easy enough, kind of like make it up. So Lenora is probably closest to the door, so you'll follow through after that, and then Fitz and Pinto together afterwards.
And then once we get through the door, Lenora, right before walking through the door, Lenora turns to Pinto and says, "You there, small gerbil. I appreciate what you attempted there."
Oh, hey, thanks. It's nice to be appreciated. I'm Pinto.
That's enough.
Nope,
Goodbye.
okay.
And then she walks through the door.
Fucking love Lenora. Amazing.
Fitzy, are you okay?
Yes, but she called you a gerbil, and you are not a gerbil.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. It's I've been called a lot worse, haven't we? Right? Don't worry about it. Just eyes on the prize. And remember what I told you. Like, we're gonna win this together. We're gonna lose this together. Okay?
Hamster, do you ever stop speaking?
Oh, sorry.
Small angry woman. Here is your dagger back.
Thank you. I will keep going now. Goodbye.
But he is not a hamster. Okay. Bye bye.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yes.
You are the weakest link.
Goodbye. Oh, this is my favorite. Okay. So all
How am I
four-
playing the straight man in this group? Shit.
Y'all are doing fantastic. I'm loving the how the party comp is kind of coming together personality wise. So all of you walk through this door. As you go through this door, it opens up into a large what looks to be again rather dilapidated old cafeteria. It is a rather large space. Tables scattered throughout, some upturned, chairs, some broken down, some missing legs. There is an area where the actual doors to the kitchen seem to be kind of like closed off, but there is what would have been, a serving countertop, so to speak, for a large cafeteria. A whole bunch of stuff here. And as y'all walk into this room, we're gonna go on break.
Yay!
You guys are doing so good.
That was
awesome.
That was what the fuck was that? Yo!
It was so good.
It was good.
great. But
It was wonderful.
What the fuck is that?
Now, into it.
But
You all have come through this door into a wide open space. This time, in this dilapidated cafeteria, if you will, there is an attendant that stands at the far end of this rather large, again, cafeteria. The attendant, one of the just council members, stands in front of the door. Yes. Huh?
You changed my name for the people.
What is it?
It's administrator, right?
Oh, did I remember it?
Not my attendant.
I
No,
meant.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's totally an administrator.
I just wanted to give Syrup crap because she's such a good GM and I barely get a chance to give her crap.
Thank you.
love.
The attendant administrator, a named person. The A. Hold no. Okay.
Aaron.
you flew too close to the sun. You can't get out. You trapped yourself. I fucking got it too.
Aaron is now their name, is standing in front of basically the only door out there, not the barred kitchen doors, which look like they don't even operate. Again, the door behind him, Lenora, you also recognize this. It's a new door. They put this door in, so it's pretty clear hey, this is where you will eventually go to. They stand there and they welcome you all and say, in this room, there are 6 hidden keys in various places. You present to me a key, and you will go through this door.
That is very convenient, as there are also 6 of us.
But you said a key, so it is any key or specifically 6 keys that are found in this specific room?
Correct. It is. You have to attain one of the keys that are hidden here and present that key to me to pass through the door.
Just wanted to be specific.
It's good to be specific.
Lenora does not say this loud so that Baron doesn't hear, but she is planning on attaining more than 1 key so that he cannot get one.
As you all begin to spread out and start looking for these keys, the Aaron, now it's his name. It's his name. You made this happen.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Aaron adds, I should mention, you may need to work together.
Why?
Happy hunting.
You see Baron's face literally shrivel up
You, squirrel, with me.
Add 1 tally.
Oh, me? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm here with my buddy Fitz. And I am scurrying to, behind his calf.
Fitz will bump him up with his heel so he can climb up on his shoulder.
Excellent.
Totally.
Now you are very tall. This will be easier. Let's go.
All right. As all of you, I think, begin to just take in the words that the administrator gave you and look about the room. Let's get a perception check from each of you.
Sure. Fuck yeah. 23.
19.
Nice.
I got a fucking 8. What is wrong with this
That
world?
one nat 20.
Oh, don't you worry. My ass rolled a 7.
Oh, good thing we have the squirrel.
Fitz will look around the room and just be like, yes, this room is in terrible condition.
All right, real quick. I got Garen with the natural 2023. Who thinks they're next?
To be fair, it was a 19 plus 4, so 23.
Oh.
But if it was a crit success, I ain't mad about it.
Yeah, dirty 19.
Okay, we got a Pinto 19.
Lenora at 8, Fitz at 7.
Easy. Okay. So it's going to be Garen starting out. Sorry, I'm using these as faux initiatives as well. I'm keeping track.
All gravy.
Garen, Pinto, Baron. Why is it Baron and Garen?
Because you made up, you saw my character sheet and you're like, I'm taking it.
You've seen his name now
I made
for
Baron
a while.
way before you.
Did you though? I want to make a perception check against Waffles.
Natural 20.
NPCs are toast.
He's lying. All right, so.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to go, Sarah?
Yeah. So, Garen, not Baron.
G.
Oh, wait.
This sounds
Jared.
like a Lord of the Rings movie.
It's right. It was a
it's
soft.
Jaren.
It was like Jerry.
Listen, I already threatened to quit once. All right, better watch that shit.
I'm so sorry, Gajaren. So.
That sounds like a Pokemon.
Does that look like
Garen.
Garen, you with your natural 19 for a 23, start looking around. I would like you to tell me, give me just a general direction of how Garen is looking, and I will tell you what you find.
Okay. He's going to sort of cross through to the middle of the room and like begin to like hang to the right. And as he's doing so, he's sort of like tapping his foot, like as he walks a little bit, just to see if there's like a anything like that is like not false floors, but like anything that like creates like additional pressures and things like that. Like if there's like things that are that could be uncovered, or if him pressing like foot pressure into the floor causes things to move, for example.
That's perfect. 1 second.
Yeah, he doesn't know if it's a race or not, but he's focused on just performing at his best as much as he can.
Okay, so you are stepping carefully in each of these tiles. As you kind of hang to the right, you take a step. You actually end up stepping not like on a full tile, you kind of end up stepping like on the corner of 2 tiles, and it does shift a little under your weight. You look at that tile, I suppose, and do see that you can potentially pick it up, wiggle it out.
He'll try to like unearth it with his foot first, and then if it gives him any sort of resistance, he'll take out his star knife and begin to sort of, if need be, depending on what you tell me. All right.
Yep.
Little drum action. All right. I ain't mad about it.
Typing furiously.
Nothing. I just hyper focus on the percussion. No problem.
You flip this tile over.
Oh my god, it's Squid Games.
You flip the tile over and you see some seems to be like markers or of some kind, like drawn on the back of this tile. It looks to be like, so you're not actually able to get the tile up. Like when you try to flip it, you manage to literally flip the tile in place. So it's back, like rotates on his back. And there is drawn, like, it almost looks like squares, like a crossword puzzle, like couple of up and a couple down, but they don't intersect. But it does look like little tiny squares.
I'll do the same if I can to the one above it.
That one doesn't budge.
He'll go like all fours. Obviously, other people can go, but I'm just giving you my intent.
So you're looking and you're basically staring at this inscription on the back of this tile. Again, you're not able to pick the tile up. You're stuck there with this tile, and you're going to be down there investigating this tile. Basically, we'll go with that.
Yeah, and as he does, he'll just say out loud, "Which of you consider yourself the smartest?" None of you. Great.
He's just looking at us.
Yeah, he's asking to the room.
I would hardly call myself the smartest. How that we don't know each other.
Garen, you have a feeling
Usually-
it's Pinto.
That was sort of a test of confidence, and everyone's not doing great with that. But you, flying mouse, come here.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, Pinto, it is actually your turn. So do you scurry off of Fitz and go look at this tile with Garen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are...
I go with the vole. Where the vole goes, I
Man,
go.
what a deep cut. Red wall.
All right, so at that, I mean, okay, so Lenora, it's not quite your turn, but you can kind of go in this space as well. That's totally fine. So Pinto, you're staring at this inscription. I would like you to make me an intelligence check.
17 plus 4. It's
Nice.
21.
21. These are instructions.
My boy's smart.
I just don't know if I'm the smartest. It's honestly, it's just based on
I don't know if I'm the smartest as you look and you're like, oh, these are instructions. Like you just say that like very clearly, like, oh. These are, well, there's tiled squares on the floor, and these look like squares that represent the tiles. So you could follow these. You could follow these instructions if this is the starting tile, and if we follow the pattern. So somebody, one of you two, and I suppose Lenora as well, who's kind of come here in a moment on their turn, has to stay here at this tile and give the instructions to somebody else to follow the tiles. Say like, okay, like 2 forward, 1 left, and try to start following this pattern. So Pinto, you figured out what the pattern is, and you're able to give instructions to Garen, if you wish, on where to find the appropriate next tile.
So you say that's out loud, and it's like, so you should give yourself a bit more credit.
I don't say it out loud because we're all in the same room, right? With Baron and Lulu.
It's a rather large room, yes.
I'm gonna put the sleeve of my robe up over my head. Over my face, and I'm gonna cast message.
Ooh.
So
to who?
Just Garen can hear me.
Okay.
Baron hears every word you're saying. I'm just kidding.
You mispronounced Garen, and it ends up being Baron.
Hey, go on speakerphone so like everyone hears me. I don't know how to Pathfind, guys. You could be like...
I try to cast message, and I just...
It's been 3 years, I still
call.
don't know. It's fine.
Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't get your name yet. But again, I'm going to put a lot of faith in you right now, and just... Please, look out for me and my friend Fitz. And, that lady, too. The spirited... young woman, and just if you can, just step on this.
It's
next
Lenora. Time. If it's going to make it easier, you can call me Lenora. That is my name.
Lenora, this is through a message spell, so there's no way that you can hear it.
Fuck. Shit.
Excuse me, who are you talking to?
Incredible.
What is happening right now?
Baron just kind of walks by. Weirdo.
Trying to find. There's certainly I have something that would have done something. Nope, that's just me being stupid. Let's ignore it.
You're good.
Once again,
You're good.
I maintain a woman's right to be a little bit stupid.
Own it, my dear, own it.
So
That's on me, not Lenora. That's on me.
It's all good, all good.
There is one feat in the
fucking
game
idiot.
that would work for that, and I don't imagine you have it. The
Level
public
1,
reader.
maybe.
Well, hey, I got 2 feet in this game. I'll tell you what.
Let's go. You sure do. Ba, 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 ba. So, Garen kind of looks like there's a look of a surprise on him, and then sort of understanding what's going on. He'll whisper to you. I'm assuming you're referring to your large friend over there, right? And then, as far as the loud, angry one over there, are you sure?
Because I'm pretty sure I've run out of words in my message. I just give a
Shruggy shrug.
just a little shrug.
I'm new here, and the culture is very strange. And and he's going to sort of, because he's kind of like, I imagine, like on kind of like one knee looking at this thing with you. Let's see what happens then. But I do plan on winning, regardless. And he'll go to try to find more stuff, unless you ask him to stay here.
Well, to follow the directions. So Pinto's
Yeah.
going to give you those directions of which
Yeah.
tile to. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So that is happening. Waffles, do we do that part, or should we you take the reins?
Yeah, that's up to you. I could see it going both ways. We can either do that part and completely finish it and just say everyone else is doing something during the same time, because I don't think anyone's going to sit here and overlap. Like, they're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to follow these instructions too.
We can't.
That
That's the
would be
thing. I don't
dumb.
want to take that away from anybody. So,
Okay.
Garen is
Okay.
following instructions from Pinto. Let's.
Sure. Then it's Baron's.
Yep.
Okay. Baron almost immediately runs to a key that, like, no one really saw. And he like starts to pick it up, and then he's kind of like covers his mouth and says, like, Alulu, come here. And he's like motioning for her to run over.
Lulu kind of like stops where they were looking, like under some tables, and is just like, okay, and then we'll walk over. On their turn, they're not there yet. Okay, is that good for you, Waffles?
Yeah, that's it.
Lenora, at this point, what are you doing?
Has she seen Baron get the key and call Alulu over?
All of this is happening kind of like right at the same time, so yes.
Okay, can you remind me what else is in the immediate environment?
So, oh yeah, what did you roll for your perception? I should start off
fuck
with that.
all, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a single digit.
Single
I think
digit.
it was like
Okay,
8
okay.
or 9.
Yeah, so you're trying to look
Nine,
around.
yeah.
So there's upturned tables, like cafeteria tables. There is a long counter where like at some point was like the serving area of a lot of food. There is a lot of other like nonsense, like some boxes stacked. Like there's a lot of places to look for something.
Okay, and the counter, what is it made of?
A nice like metal. Not a nice metal. It's like a loot, like, you know, that long like metal things that they can sanitize easily.
And the boxes, what are they made of?
There's a bunch of different materials here. So there's some cardboard boxes. There is some looks to be like crates. There is some metal boxes as well.
Let me ask more succinctly. What will burn?
There is some cardboard boxes that will definitely burn.
The key will not burn though, right?
You don't. You
I
have
didn't
yet
ask
to
how
see
big
a
the
key.
room is. I cast fireball.
Yeah,
have yet
fuck
to see
it.
a
Am I allowed to cast ignition on like the thing of boxes? If no, you know.
Yeah.
Great. I cast ignition because I don't have. Everybody else is doing something good. I don't have time to look through all these boxes, so I'm just gonna burn as many as I can in one go.
Okay. So that's gonna start catching on fire. Waffles, you want to take it away?
Yeah. It begins to catch on fire. You do see it like actually begin to inflame up, and then kind of following the smoke, you see that there is a. You're like, oh gosh, there's like so much smoke, and you see there's a key that's taped to the ceiling, like right above these boxes.
Did I not have to roll to see how the ignition successful?
The cardboard
Not-
boxes, like
Not on boxes, no.
Yeah,
like
like
you're
six.
gonna light it on
Those
fire.
boxes have such a high AC though. Like, man.
Oh yeah,
that
the boxes
one
are
box
really
though.
hard.
Sworn enemy.
So stubborn.
I'm
Just
just
called
a box.
sturdy box.
So now I see the. Where do I see the key?
On the ceiling.
It's on the ceiling above the boxes.
Okay,
Like
is
taped
that,
to it,
But
like, very
that's the end.
purposely.
That is the end of my turn, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
I mean, you can talk
get
when you
there,
want
yeah.
to, basically, but
I can get there.
You can get under, like, not, you can't touch the ceiling, but you can get towards the boxes, towards where you are, and to where you want to be.
That's where I fucking am.
Perfect. Gold. All right. Fitz, your friend abandoned you.
Yeah, I mean, he just went down the hall. We're all still here. Can I like with a keen eye, can I try to re-roll perception or try to pick up on any metal glints in the darkness?
Yeah. Roll me another perception.
I mean, he would have seen where I was going, right?
Yeah, but he's not. He's like, you're doing your thing. I'm gonna look for something else.
Right, sorry, 1 sec.
Yeah, you can.
16.
Okay.
yeah, with a 16, I do think you see two things. You see what looks to be this old metal appliance, kind of like a very large freezer. That is,
Kind of tucked into the corner
It's-
by the counter.
yeah, definitely tucked into the corner, and you're looking at it, and you're like, it's a little out of place. Like maybe there's something around there. And then at
Yeah,
the same
I'll-
time, you do see Lenora looking up at the ceiling.
And you see the same one.
I'll
that Lenore sees.
saunter. Right, I'll saunter over to the freezer. Is it like a chest freezer?
It's like a standing
Like-
plus chest freezer. Like it's
Understood.
big. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big one. So you're gonna.
Is there a
look-
way for me to like? Yeah, I'm gonna make my
You're
way
looking
over
through
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's off doing her own thing. She sees her own key. That's Fitz would be like, that's for her. So I'm gonna go do
Looking.
mine.
You open it. Got a bunch of stuff in there, but like nothing like just shit that's stuffed in there. Nothing that you can find in there. You start looking next to it, around it, underneath it. You kind of like go all the way down, look underneath it. You see a glint of something. It seems to be tucked like under this very large appliance.
Yeah, I will reach for it with my organic hand.
You can't. You're gonna need to lift this thing. Like, it is just, the gap isn't big enough. So you're gonna lift
Let's
this
make
thing.
a
but
lift.
If you lift the thing, you're not gonna be able to reach it. You're not gonna have a free hand to reach it. So you might
Right?
need
Can I like?
assistance.
Can I shove it to the side with the intention to grab at it after my next turn, or is this not something that I can place elsewhere?
You could, Waffles.
Yeah. You attempt to shove it to the side, and to do so, you think would take like either a significant amount of time that you may or may not have, so you can decide to if you want to, or the very easy way you see it. Again, it's like it's not fully up against the wall, and you imagine they put it like there on purpose. You can see it's been moved here very recently, and so just kind of like pushing at the top to lift it up a little using some of that leverage would be a little easier, but then you pushing up there could not reach the key.
But it would create enough room for someone else to be able to reach it.
For someone else to be able to reach the key.
Sure. Fitz will call over to Pinto and say, "Oh, little capybara, would you maybe be interested in retrieving something shiny for me?" As he stares unblinkingly at Lenora.
Lenora looks over and says, "Don't be ridiculous. He is much too small to be a capybara."
And don't be ridiculous. You are much too not being in this conversation.
Oh!
You hear Baron be like, "Got him!"
Take it easy. Belly breathe. Belly breathe.
All I have is a belly, and all I can do is breathe in it.
Okay. That will end your turn, if that's okay. Setting yourself up for this puzzle piece over here. So that brings us back to Garen and Pinto. While you two are together, I'll put you together because you're next to each other in initiative.
Well,
Sounds good.
hear me out. Alulu is running over to Baron.
Thank you, sir.
With that nat one.
Yeah.
So Lulu runs over, and you can do a little bit more because everybody's had a bit more.
Yeah, so Alulu runs over to Baron. Baron, finding this key, like, weirdly, a little odd that he found this key so quick, is reaching down to pick it up. Kind of, maybe he knew what it was already, is like trying to pick it up, and it's not moving. It's just stuck to the floor, like under this table, like where it is. And when Alulu gets there, he's like, "Grab it with me." And so Alulu puts a hand on it, and with both of their hands on it, it just lifts super quick. Like it doesn't, like whatever was holding it down is no longer there.
Yep. And as soon as that happens, actually, we'll end right there. So Garen.
So I'm following Pinto's instructions and just looking for what's next.
Perfect. So you're following the instructions, Pinto. You're providing these instructions. You get to the appropriate next tile that it marks, and you're prying that one out as well. As you do that, actually, sorry, you're trying. Okay, so you're pretty sure this is the tile. Unlike the other one, it's not moving as simply, but you're like, Pinto's sure that's the tile. So you're gonna try to get that out.
Yep, totally. Yeah, I'm kind of using my star knife and to kind of pry it.
You can make me a crafting check or a strength check, whatever you prefer. Or I would say,
would it be possible for me to help him? This is where my lack of understanding of game mechanics comes in.
That's all we ask.
So using my telekinetic hand on that tile, can I just try to levitate it a little bit, try to lighten
aid,
the load?
basically. You're trying to help wiggle what it needs to wiggle. So yes, absolutely. So you cast that spell. So I want you to make me a just like a roll a d20 and add your spell attack modifier. That'll be like your spell proficiency. And this is the aid action for anybody who is wondering. And with the remaster, the DC for that is now 15, I believe.
Yes.
Well, I got a 9. So
Okay, not a critical fail, so it's just a
not a help.
0 overall. Yeah, doesn't hurt, doesn't help.
Yep. All right, Garen, make me that check.
As the hand floats over, it just kind of looks back at you, looks at the hand, looks back at you. Oh, okay. And
I'm sorry, I'm so darn nervous.
It's okay. By the way, what was your actual name?
Oh, I said it before. Pinto.
You
Hi.
did. Oh, I'm Garen. Nice to meet you. And he's gonna try to pry it open. You're
Some
welcome.
people actually being polite around here.
He doesn't get it. So you said it's either crafting, which is terrible, or is it a strength roll, or could I call it athletics, or is it like a lack of proficiency on this situation?
Waffles.
Strength roll. You can call it athletics if you want. I would also give you a weapon attack roll if you'd like.
I would like that way better, homie. So yeah. Cool. Terrible. That's a 2 plus 7, so 9.
Okay.
That's exactly what I got.
Beauty of this tile, it's not moving. So it's going to take you some time, probably a whole nother round.
Okay.
So like at the beginning of next round, you'll be able to peel it up.
Sure.
But it is going to happen.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're making progress is how you feel at this point.
That's the thought process I had too. I'd like to sort of. Well, I already rolled it. It's fine. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with it.
At this point, the way you're thinking, you heard the AA run tell you that you might have to work together, and so at this point, you're kind of putting that together, Garen. You feel at this stage, and actually Pinto, with your intelligence, I would say you as well. You're recognizing that a lot of these seem, and especially seeing Alulu run over to Baron. Okay, seems to be that constantly we need 2 people for something to get to each of these keys. So at that point, Pinto, you've helped Garen. There's a part of this that you had to do for Garen to find the appropriate tile. Garen's making progress on this key. Pinto, you're free to try to go somewhere else. Because you did part 1 of 2. Basically.
Yeah. No, at some point it dawns on me that I've abandoned my best friend after giving him multiple speeches about always having each other's backs. But he was just so damn drawn to that puzzle and those instructions. And so few people leave just like regular instructions out there. I'm sorry. Fitz, I'm coming.
And so you run. Perfect.
Run into him.
Okay, so here's what I want to do in this case. All right, Fitz. I'm gonna because we're working in pairs and like the initiative is a little annoying to me, so I'm gonna kind of hand wave some stuff. Just bear with me. So Fitz,
We love it.
Pinto ran over. Fitz, you've been like ready from the last round, so you're like trying to pick this up and make enough space for Pinto to be able to grab that key. So make me a strength check or athletics or whatever else Waffles want.
Nah, you're good. Strength or athletics.
That is going to be a 14 athletics.
Perfect. Ooh, okay. It's rough. You are lifting it up. It is so freaking heavy, but you are very, very close, and it is starting to lift a little bit. What this is going to be is you're very, very close. So the DC for Pinto squeezing to grab this key is going to be just a little bit higher because you're not giving him as much space. We're going to roll it for me now, but this will happen in a couple of moments. So Pinto, can you make me like an acrobatics, Waffles?
Yeah, I think so, unless Pinto has something better. I think it'll be an acrobatics. Pinto. You can roll it with another +2 for the fact that you're a small creature.
I will also suggest one other thing, if you wish. You have your hand, your mage hand, as well.
The telekinetic hand.
Yeah, my telekinetic hand. Do I?
Your choice.
Yeah, I think. Can I do both? Because this box is clearly more than a bulk of 1, which is the limit for my telekinetic hand. But I'm just trying to get
But the key isn't necessarily
any distance.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Oh.
Between the two of you, like between the two of you, you and your hand, between you squeezing in there and then trying to also use your mage hand to like grab that key and get it out of there. So still, tell me what your acrobatics roll is.
All right, 14 plus 5 acrobatics plus 2 for tininess.
Perfect. You manage to grab that key. So Garen is on his way to securing a key. Pinto has now secured a key. Pinto, do you keep this key or do you give it to Fitz?
I hand it right over to Fitz.
Okay.
I am so sorry. Fitz, I'm so sorry. I still got your back. Okay, I shouldn't have left. It was just impulsive. I'm sorry.
I will just hold on to this key for you until we find one for me.
Oh.
Sounds good, bud.
All right, Lenora. Boxes are on fire. You see one thing up near the ceiling. You have no idea how you're gonna get to it. It looks like it's pretty securely taped up there.
With just regular tape?
No. Like, it looks like there is like a glass thing that's covering it, and it seems like secure in some way. So it seems like you're gonna need to get up there, and you're gonna need to get there for long enough to take it back to like open that thing that is stuck to the ceiling on. You might need some help.
How tall is Garen?
Garen's around 6 foot.
And I am also, Lenora is also around 6 foot. Would that be, would us stacking on top of each other make us close enough?
Yep.
Okay. I yell over to him. Hello, Catman. It seems, lamentably I need to ask your assistance, and in return I will provide my assistance to you should you need it. Are you amenable to these terms?
I'm a bit in the middle of something.
Lenora, you see what he's trying to do. You can assist him getting whatever he's prying up to get that done over with, and then so he can come be free.
Yeah, he's like prying up. He's like prying a tile up, like, you know, he's like at the halfway point.
Can I use prestidigitation on that to help him?
I will jump in here and say no. The Pathfinder prestidigitation is much more limited than the 5e prestidigitation.
Damn.
Yeah.
A puff of smoke.
Yeah, it's not.
I'll help you. I will clean up.
It's like magical
says-
effects. It's less. Yeah.
It says,
Simple.
Yeah, it is.
It's all
I'll
good,
be straight up. It is quite limited compared to the 5e
it's
prestidigitation.
very limited.
I mean, he's prying it up. You could try to just grab it from what he has pried up.
Yeah, you could just attempt to grab the key if you wanted.
So I'm gonna say, she's hesitant because, just because of who she is used to people inherently not trusting her.
Mm-hmm.
So she looks at him, she says, Catman, I will help you with your key if you trust me, and then you will help me with mine. Do we have an agreement?
I don't know you, but sure.
Excellent. And she grabs the key from where he is prying it.
Yeah.
And tentatively, looking at him with her scary giant yellow unblinking eyes, hands it over to him.
He'll take it from you. What does trust actually mean to you? Do you typically trust so quickly?
No, but I do kill easily, so please choose your next words wisely.
I typically do.
Excellent.
And he'll like stare at you like for a beat. Let's go get you your key.
All right, the two of you back over there. Garen hoisting Lenora up. So Garen, make me a whatever check you want.
So rolling back a second, because he's not seen any of this, right? So assuming you pointed it out, how are you with throwing? Or perhaps we could just use my grappling hook.
How am I with throwing? That's a great question, bestie.
New bestie, who this?
Are you talking throwing her?
No, her either throwing me, grappling hook together.
So
yeah,
there's not really like the ceiling and everything. Like, I don't know how exactly you would hook up a grappling hook right now. You need.
Oh, I forgot. There's a covering. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
there's a covering.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So what I do have always is daggers. So if I can stab the covering open, we're golden.
Yeah. So Garen, you just need to hoist Lenora up.
Yeah. So athletics to hold her up steadily, or acrobatics to almost like circus, hup, 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 and then let her try to make a mid-air check.
Now, if you want to try that, that's one thing. But I think I have something heavier that might help. And he takes out this large 4-pronged star knife. It's like bing, 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 and then he begins to spin it. We could try this first, or if you really wish to try your daggers, we could. Up to you.
I have never used such a device, and I do not think this is the time to try for the first time.
No, I mean, I will throw it on your behalf.
I cannot carry you on my shoulders. This is a flaw, I will admit.
Okay.
I will never admit a flaw like this again, so do remember it.
What flaw?
Thank you.
You picked up what you're putting down.
What is your... I mean, I think it really just depends on what your athletics versus your throwing the weapon would be.
Yeah,
because if that's the case, I could just throw it.
Better,
because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it is. Well, this is what I actually need. I think needs to be clarified.
Yeah.
Is it stuck and there's an encasing? So once the encasing is broken, it needs to be grabbed, or is it once the encasing is broken, it will fall? Because if it will fall, okay. So one way or another, I gotta stand on your shoulders, Big A.
Okay. Let's give it a shot. And I'd like to utilize, in this situation, my fascinating performance ability to give myself a +1 to this situation.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I will also notice that I do have a slingshot.
That is also helpful.
Sure. When you perform, compare your results to the will DC of one observer. If you succeed, the target is fascinated by you for 1 round.
Yeah, I'm more focused on... Actually, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about something completely different. Sorry. It's not that. But I was actually thinking more about Solid's Combatant, but this is not the situation for that. Sorry. New character, who dis? All that to say, I'll go ahead and try to give her a boost up.
Okay.
So that's athletics?
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Oh, acrobatics is a little better, so we'll do that. Okay, that's a 15.
Okay. A little shakily, but you are like hoisting Lenora up. Lenora.
Yeah. He's never done this before.
With your daggers and all of the tools at your disposal, you're trying to pry this casing open. Can you give me a thievery check?
A thievery check?
Yeah.
I got a +2 in thievery.
Thievery is like our sleight of hand if you're coming from the D&D mindset.
Yeah. Gotcha. And it's a D20 that I'm rolling?
Correct.
I got a fucking 7 + 2, 9. I hate this game.
Rough.
It's rigged. Sexist, perhaps.
Does my aid help at all?
You want a hero point it?
I don't think I have another option.
What
am I gonna do? Just I guess we're done with it. Guess she fails. Yeah, she is not gonna let anything stop her from getting this, from letting Baron get this before her. So we're giving it a shot.
Okay. One more time.
So I roll again?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If it's worse,
you take the worst one.
If it's worse, I'm quitting.
Boo! I already threatened to quit twice. Boo! Down vote, repost.
All right. It's a 19!
Let's go!
Fuck yeah, let's go! All right.
Amazing.
I was so emotionally invested, I'm not gonna lie.
God, dagger. You're like, there's a moment where Garen is like you're like, oh, I got this, and Garen's like hand like slips a little bit. And you're like, oh, but then you're like, wait, hold on, and you just like stabilize yourself with one other knife into the ceiling and pry that thing open, and so you're successfully able to grab a key of your own. So at this point, who? There's
almost
one
everybody in the
more
club?
missing key, right? Fitz.
2, I believe.
Oh, Fitz and a Lulu.
A Lulu, yeah.
Alulu at this point, so as soon as the Baron is able to lift the key, he grabs it away from Alulu and will just go straight to the Aaron and hand it to him. And the attendant opens the door, lets Baron through, closes it behind him, and waits for the rest of you. Alulu's like, thanks, I guess, as he like leaves her there. So again, all of these things have needed another individual. So I'm curious, Fitz, you're missing a key as well. Are you gonna step in to help Alulu?
Yeah, I guess. Why not? I think first and foremost, Fitz's priority is just like finding out where the next key is. Would it be possible to like roll a survival check to see if there are any areas that look like they were like deliberately distressed or overturned?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Make me a perception check.
That is going to be a critical fail.
Wow.
Do you want to hero point that?
You're looking at the same
Yeah,
time.
why not? Can I hero point that bad boy?
Yes, you can.
I refuse to fail on my first day at work. That's going to be an 11. So much better.
Okay. You're looking 50%? Around. You're trying to find something. Alulu at this point has kind of like regained her composure and is also looking around. The two of you, at the same time, see a shimmer, because you're pretty big. She's a gnome. She's much smaller, which is why it took you so long to find this. But around the same time that Alulu starts beelining towards one of these tables, you see something kind of like shining off the floor in reflection. And basically, and I'm gonna speed things up just a little bit here, you identify, like you help her flip the table over. There is a key stuck to the top of the table underneath it with a sort of magical shimmering barrier around it. Because you helped her flip the table, and Pinto, you're also nearby, I'm assuming, with all of this, and each of you with your keys, you'll tell me in a second if you walk through the door or if you stick around for this. She looks at you, Fitz, for a second. You gonna like fuck me on this? Or are you gonna help me?
The table is turned over, isn't it?
Oh. Alright, sorry. It's just he was a dick, and so okay, yeah, that's fine. And she will concentrate on this. And Pinto, you recognize this as this sort of like magical, sort of like arcane barrier. And before you're even able to step in to help, she is, with her magic, basically holding the arcane spell at bay. And that leaves a gap for you to be able to grab that key, Fitz.
I'll grab it.
Okay. At this point, do you keep that key or do you give that to her?
I will set it just outside of the barrier and stand up and try looking for another key.
Okay.
Quick question. Are the rest of us still in the room or have we gone through the door yet?
So that's what I'm about to ask y'all. So at this stage, we're up until when this happened, you just came back down with your key. So at this point, Lenora, you have a key. Garen, you have a key. Are you going through the door or are you staying? Each of you.
A quick question on the Lenora dismount of,
yeah, sure.
of this situation. I know we're trying to speed things up a little bit, but as you get the key, Lenora, it's like, how do you want me to handle you getting down? Because do you want to jump? Do you want me to grab you? And
hands up, brace my waist. I will jump down.
Okay, you got it. And he'll do that for you.
Great. I don't think that needs like an acrobatics check or anything, right? Just a
knowledge.
Nah, easy enough. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Before we do anything else, I guess can I clock the fact that Baron is gone and Alulu is now being helped?
Yep.
I turn to Alulu and I say, "I see you trusted Baron. That was very stupid." And then I turn back. I turn away.
I know that now. And then she'll continue it.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Do you walk through the door, Lenora, or are you sticking around?
I will... She hesitates for a second because she wants to go right through, but she realizes that she has just had an exchange of trust with the Catman, and again, because of her history and what she is, her own motivations for this this challenge, she's gonna stick around and make sure everyone else gets through. Okay, especially because fucking Baron threw his ass through the door without
so fast.
Anybody else. So, if anything, to distinguish herself from his bitch ass, but also just to show that, like, she meant it when she said, like, tit for tat. So she's sticking around for a moment.
So from Garen's perspective, there is like almost immediate look to do the same, but he looks at Pinto, who helped him, and recognizes the strange relationship, sort of whatever, between these two, and then looks at Lenora. By the way, I'm Garen. Nice to meet you. Why don't we help them, and then we can go beat that guy's ass.
I'm Lenora.
Nice to meet you, Lenora.
Okay.
Let's go help. And he'll walk towards everybody else.
Okay. With that, and everybody here, I'm assuming...
Real quick, sorry. Like, as he passes by the attendant, this is a strange way to try to teach collaboration. And he continues.
Aaron shrugs and nods. Pinto, I'm assuming you're sticking around as well.
Well, I gave my key to Fitz. Fitz
True.
is in position of 2 keys right now.
No, so he only has your key because Alulu took the key that Fitz put down.
She did. Okay.
And y'all do see Alulu kind of like pause and like, okay, thanks. And then she actually she looks at the door for a second, hesitates, and she's like, you need help with one more? And then
Fitz will look at her and say, "Are you going to fucks me?"
That might be the best sentence I've ever heard in any ttrpg of all time.
Mac, take a hero point. That is so fucking funny.
And it's back.
Oh, that's great.
Where's my Kissidic character when I need him, honestly?
She does look down embarrassed and blushes, flushes a little bit at this, and she's like, oh, sorry. With that, all of you here to help. It is without issue that you find the last key, which is locked in a safe, and you need to decipher some codes and then enter it and all that good jazz. With that, each of you have keys, and you all show them to the attendant, who smiles, opens the door for you all. Then you walk through. As you walk through this room, it is not a room, it is a hallway. It is a hallway aligned with many doors on either side. The attendant at the opposite end of the hall welcomes you all and says, pick a room. This one's taken, pointing to where Beryl went. And each of you can just file into one of these rooms separately. Each of you.
Do we all have to go into a room individually?
Yes. And he instructs you as such.
How many doors in total? On either side?
I think there's probably about 9 doors. They weren't sure how many people would
get this far.
Would get to round 2. Yeah.
Sure.
Lenora turns to the attendant and says, hello, what is behind each of the doors in order?
They're all the same. You will see upon entering. It's part of the games.
They are all the same behind every door?
The setup is the same, yes.
What is the setup?
Kind of gestures to the door. You'll have to see.
Garen picks the 7th door on the left.
So you're saying any door I go into, it will be the same as if I went into any of the other doors?
The setup for the game, the premise of what you will encounter through each door, will be the same.
That was not what I asked. Thank you. And then she picks the 9th door.
Can I say, I just love your questions, Miss. They're spot on.
Thank you very much. You are perhaps a chinchilla of some sort. I will go now.
I'll take it.
Okay. Each of you enter through a door. Through each door, you see a table and a chair and a small plate on this table. And on that plate is a small seed looking thing. It looks almost like an almond. There is one note, and it says, ingest and overcome.
I have a nut allergy. Actually, my mom wrote a note.
Wow.
I don't think she's gonna overcome then.
I'm gluten-free.
You fail.
Garen will immediately pop it in his mouth and swallow it.
We're just supposed to dry swallow it. Is there any? It's just the seed-like item.
Just the seed-like item.
You can spit on it first if you want.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Fitz will spit on a seed.
We never pretend to be
a
children. We never pretend to be a children's show, ladies and gentlemen.
Never
did.
Sorry.
I don't know why that came out.
Interview. I was like, I would totally let my daughter watch the Journey Adrift.
No.
It's just a seed, bro.
Just to recap, any windows in the room, anything
please.
else?
Oh my god, right?
It's a table, it's a chair, it's a seed.
Yeah, that's all that's relevant to you.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to let those out.
Lenora crushes the seed first to see if there's anything inside.
No, you can't.
No.
Make me a. You try to crush the seed, but it is resisting of some kind, and it. You are familiar with some of this stuff, and you have some magic innate to you. You recognize that this is magical in nature, and it will not be easy to crush.
Okay. And there's nothing. What? Sorry. What did the sign say?
Ingest and overcome.
Okay. Trying to think of like. In her mind, she's thinking.
Hawk got me. Sorry.
Like we have water skins too. Like you could have just gone there, Waffles. God damn it.
Yeah. So we're supposed to just dry swallow it or chew it up.
You have a water skin if you wish to. If you need that, like it's cool.
Okay. She prepares herself because she's thinking that it is going to. There will be because she can sense some kind of magic. She knows there will be some kind of ordeal from swallowing it. Otherwise, there wouldn't be something to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing, you said there was a table?
Yep.
Can she look under the table first?
Yeah.
She looks around the room. She looks under the table. She looks under the chair.
Yeah.
She wants to make sure there's.
It's basically they cleaned up this room. It was like they didn't like build this room or anything like that. It's one of the rooms from this office building that they've cleaned up and repurposed. The table is new, the plate clean, and it's really this is the next trial. Like this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay. Seeing nothing else. I assume, unless there's no point in doing like a perception check or anything.
Yeah.
I assume. Oh my god. Yeah. Fuck it. She can take a bite, or she just has to like. Down
just
in one.
swallow down.
Down in one. It
just
is.
Swallow.
I didn't do that.
I had to. Okay.
Do it, you coward. Do it.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. My dog is like ready to shit.
You're good.
What?
It's asking. Okay.
He keeps barking. He's barking. So we're almost done here.
Pinto, Fitz, y'all taking this seed?
So I would have cast Detect Magic.
It would
within the
definitely
room.
magical.
Fine. Okay. And again, new to Pathfinder. I don't learn anything else at like a cantrip level besides the fact that it's magic. Okay. I cast message to Fitz. I say
funky thing. Sorry to be this person.
Oh, action economy.
No. With Pathfinder, line of sight for most spells is important. It may not specify on that spell, but it is a sort of one of those rules that like is an overarching rule that unless it says otherwise, you do need line of sight.
Okay, can I then retcon something? I think we would have probably Fitz and I coordinated that if there were two adjacent rooms.
Oh yeah,
we're going next to each other. So I knock on the wall between us. I'm like, I think it's good. I'm gonna take it. And I put it back.
Yep. And at the end of the day, you do realize like this is Roga. They're not like this isn't gonna like you think that this is part of the trials. You're okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna slurp that down.
Thank you. Perfect. No notes. All right. As I die. Okay. Garen.
Yo.
You enter dark space. Actually, every single one of you has taken this. A couple moments you feel nothing. Then all of you. You each enter a dark space. You feel lightless, silence. No air rustles your hair or fur. No smells waft around you. There is nothing. When you open your eyes, you see yourself. You know you are standing. Not in that room. You're standing on what you do not know. Garen. A light flickers on. Overhead. Off in a little bit of the distance. You see a table. A full table. Around you see your host family, bringing out heaps of food onto the table. Vandrick sits at the head of the table looking pleased, and seems to gesture into the darkness. As he does, you see your actual family. Your mother, your father, your sister join them around the table. They seem to laugh and excitedly dig into the feast as everyone gathers, and as the sound of their laughter hits your ears, another light flickers on, catching the corner of your eye off to the other side of you. The second light shines on a table, a different looking table, metal table with a disc-like contraption at its center. One that looks familiar to you. I ask you, what direction do you go in?
He sort of scans with like a level of sort of hoping conviction in his mind. He actually takes out the star knife from his belt. He initially walks up to the table, with the metal table, I think you said, with it?
Yeah. You start heading towards the metal table?
I do.
Okay.
But I'm looking at the backside of my own star knife, and I look at that, and I want to see if it's exactly the same or not. When you say disc, I was wondering if it was like, you know, like partial, like it's about to be, like it needs to be put together, or what, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The differences between the two.
Let's start with you heading in that direction.
Yes.
It's dark in this space. It is hard to see. You see over there, you see that light shining on that table. As you head in that direction, you suddenly trip over something that you didn't see under your feet, and then you see the cable running across the floor that you didn't see, and as you trip over this and it nudges, electricity sparks with a zap. Take 2 points of damage.
Ooh, first damage.
This shocks your senses a little. You are closer to the table now. Closer than you walked. The table is just closer to you. The other table with your host family and your family is further away.
Do I still see them? Do I hear them still?
Yes. Fainter, but yes.
With a bit of a frown, he looks down at the ground, and he's going to scan to see if he can see where that cable goes to. Does it go towards any of the other tables? Trying to kind of cross-reference and see if there's like a pattern to it. 11.
You see it. And then it fades into the darkness. It's hard for you to trace, hard for you to follow. But the table still lays in front of you, illuminated.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember, because so family, star knife, what was the second one?
No star knife. Family, table, and metal table with a contraption on it that you recognize.
Oh, see, I thought the recognition was it was my star knife. That's why
Gotcha. No, so I'll be more specific. The contraption looks like something else you bumped into the last time you tripped over a cable.
Shit. I wouldn't have gone there if I knew that. That's not your fault though. Okay. So we'll play it. And he'll spin around and go towards the other table.
You turn your back to this table, and you go closer to your family. As you make progress, nothing hurts you, nothing trips, but as you head towards your family's direction, you see your family, your biological family, their expressions change. The scene in front of you changes. They seem restless. You see uncomfortable looks shared by your parents. Your sister gets up and leaves through the door, and your mother's tapping her foot, and your father sits and begins to sharpen his blades. You're seeing that this scene isn't perhaps quite what you would hope. You've enjoyed this space, this town, this village, and it would be amazing if your family was here as well, and you could kind of merge all of this. But as you begin to see this, you see that's not going to be possible with your family.
How's my sister walking?
With a limp.
Okay. He's looking at that and just kind of says under his breath, I was hoping it was from before. Shit. And he goes to see where they're he doesn't run up to the table. He's kind of panning around the table to see where they're walking towards, to try to get an idea of where they're headed. What is this restlessness coming from?
What? The weirdness of this space and the way these distances are sort of coming.
I run out of the room really quickly.
You have two directions you can go. One or the other. You can pick which one you wish to get closer. So you, at this point, took a step closer to this thing that happened to you and all that it meant to you, and then you changed your mind and went the other direction. So you are now back to equidistant between the two.
Yep. He just kind of scans towards the sort of family portion and looks to the other side. Without looking back to the family portion, it's not about running away. It's about running towards something. And he runs towards the table.
You run towards the table. It comes at you at the same time that you close that distance, and you step...
real quick. Yeah. As he goes to where that cable was, he hops on top of the table.
You jump over the table. You land on top of the table. And as you do, as it jostles slightly, the device at the center of this table beeps. Out shoots a constellation of stars and planets, what you have seen once before. And as this fills your vision, moves past the darkness, you find yourself back in this room. We're gonna pause right here. Who do I want to do next? Fitzy Fitz. In this dark space, a light shines on a familiar food stall. Your food stall. The smell of food cooking breaks through the nothingness as you hear the sizzle and pop of cooking meat. And at the same moment, you feel a lightness on your left. And you see that you don't seem to be wearing your cybernetic arm. You glance around, looking for it, and you see it laying under another streetlight in the opposite direction from where your food stall is. As you look at it, that arm of yours, you see a strange light pulse down it. Also something you've seen once before.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look down at my leg. Is that still there?
That is still there.
Alright, I'm gonna walk normally towards my cybernetic arm.
Towards your arm. You take a step towards that direction, and again, space warps in that strange way as it is suddenly closer to you, even though you haven't walked that much. But as you do, there's a slight discomfort on your neck, and it's your temple, and you wince as a shooting pain kind of shoots up your head. Take 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay. Fitz will reach up with the arm that is no longer there to try to like soothe his neck. And even though he can see that there's nothing coming up when he lifts his shoulder, he can still feel like the warmth of the phantom limb.
Mm. Do you continue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Without a second look back to your food stall, to the warmth of the food that you make, you step forward to the hand that is your hand that lays on the floor. You grab it. And as you do, the light pulses through it once more, and the hand opens up. The cybernetic hand. And in it lays a necklace with a symbol that you recognize. A flame and a flower at the same time. This symbol is truly what you would look like if it was just this mix of like... It looks floral, but also like it's flames. You know whose neck you've seen this symbol around before. And as you grab, as it kind of starts to fall from that hand, you grab it with your other, and you find yourself back in this room.
I look down at my hand. Am I holding this necklace?
No. But you feel it, like
Fitz will-
imprinted in your palm.
Fitz will sort of roll his fingers around where it was resting, just to try to like sense and leech any sort of energy off of it that he can.
As you focus on that sensation, focus on that symbol. In real life, like in the sitting in front of that table after having ingested that seed, you see your left arm pulse with that same light. Pinto!
I'm nervous as shit.
You're doing great. Give me 1 second here.
Sure, take your time.
Yeah. All right, I got you. Ahead of you, as if a flickering streetlight shines on a gaggle of prelims out on a playground that you recognize as your kids, your students. It's the school's playground, and it must be break time, as suddenly sound filters through and you hear them running about, laughing and playing. At the same time, you begin to hear the sounds. You feel something in your hand. A folded piece of paper. You look at the piece of paper and open it. Scrawled in a child's messy handwriting is a question you recognize. Why the sky? And as you finish reading it, a wind blows as it flies right out of your hand, and it lands off to the right in its own pool of light away from your kids.
I owe it to them to ask that question. I as much as it pains me, I take a step towards that piece of paper.
Take a step towards that piece of paper, and though again, as the distance melds and weirdly pushes the paper and the light and its spotlight comes closer to you, not quite yet within your reach, you feel at the same time like you're walking through dense thicket and jungle as little bits of branch and vines and things whip at your fur. Take 2 points of damage. Slashing damage. It's still a ways out. Despite the pain, as you stumble through this blindly. Do you continue?
I do.
Take that next step forward. Again, space dilutes and shortens in front of you. As you grab hold of that paper as it lies there in the grass, you feel it crumple into your hand. And you look up. And as you look up, for a split, brief moment, through the clouds of the sky that you suddenly see, through the aurora-like lights that always appear around the sky, they fade, and there's like speckles of light behind the dark sky that you've never seen before. And then you open your eyes and you find yourself back in that room. Amazing.
I knew it.
The timing. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
We will let Bella take a second to adjust here, as after each of these moments, we... The camera pans to a room with Baron. We don't see what he sees, but we see him, white-knuckled grip on the table edge in front of him, with his eyes closed and head back. See him, like, grunt with his face, almost like wince, like he perhaps has taken some damage. And we move through that room to a room with a small gnome. A Lulu. A Lulu is sitting there. And we see a tear trickle down her cheek as she opens her eyes and just starts crying in her hands. And we move past Alulu's room to Lenora. If you're ready.
I think so. I just I read what is in the Discord, the notes of what I missed, and I feel like I've just wandered into something extremely troubling.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Your character wouldn't know any of that anyway. So.
It's true.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Lenora.
let's go. Okay, so I've ingested the seed.
You are in a dark space. There is nothing. But as you open your eyes, you look off to the left. The light filters through the window of your parents' apothecary, which is really just the first floor of your small but warm house. You see your mom sitting on the stool behind the counter, and your Emi walks by carrying a small planter. She leans across the counter for a moment and gives her a kiss, and the soft chuckle hits your ears as movement behind you catches your eye. You turn to look. But for you, not that you would know this, there is no other light that illuminates anything else. But you swear you hear the swish of the cloth and the hint of a chuckle echo behind you. You are in this space, and you have two choices at this moment. Go towards this scene that seems to be unfolding with your mothers, or investigate.
Is that all the information I get?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily that she doesn't sense that whatever this unseen entity is poses a threat to her mothers.
No, you feel very much like these are two separate choices that you have to make. Like you have to pick between these things.
She looks over her shoulder. She thinks about what could be over there. And turns around to her mom's.
You head towards your mom's. Space warps a little. You find yourself closer to where spooky. You find yourself closer to this scene that seems to be unfolding, and you don't think you're in this scene, what you're seeing, but as you take that choice to step closer to what is familiar to you, your mom's soft smile turns into a worried frown. She leans down to whisper, and you can't quite hear, but you see unmistakably as both your moms turn worried looks up the stairs. You. They're talking about you. They're worried about you. Your Emi says she'll find someone one day. But even in this, you see the worry not quite able to leave her features. Is this still what you choose? As again you hear the movement of something unknown behind you. And the whispered words, child.
That's it? That's all she hears?
Mm-hmm. Don't you want to know?
She looks at her moms. She knows that they love her. She knows that she would be nothing without them, and that they are the only people in the world who have ever accepted her for exactly who she is, and let her be exactly who she is. And she turns around and follows the voice.
Yes! You turn around. You walk into this nothingness, searching, seeking. There is somebody there, and you will find them. And as you reach, you stumble over something. You look down, no, there's nothing there. And you hear a turn, no, they're in that direction. You try to just keep going and searching. Your head starts pounding. Take 2 points of psychic damage. You are close. You feel it. There is someone moving here. Do you try to wait for that moment where they pass right in front of you and grab them?
Or what? Do I just keep walking? Do I just stand still?
Or turn back around to your parents?
No, I've come this far. We're finding out what the fuck is going on over here.
You wait. You hear the whispers, you hear the echo, you hear child. And at that moment that echo just fades, you reach out and you grab a wrist. And in this dim light that shines from your other scene, your other tableau, you glance at the wrist that you've just grabbed, and you see red skin. And you open your eyes. And you're back at this room with the table. Each of you.
I told you I have a nut allergy.
As each of you come back to yourselves after making these pivotal choices, each of you have overcome the uncertainty, and each of you have made a choice of the unknown, a choice to find out. Fuck around and find out.
Damn it.
And as each of you file out back into the hallway, round 2 of the games are over. And that is the end of this session.
Yeah!
Wow, y'all.